Okay, so if I could have your attention, I got to tell you, this is an amazing time in your life, and I hope you have a phenomenal prom, right, and graduation. But my name is John Libonati. I'm the Mercer County Coroner, and just to make sure everybody understands, my job as the coroner in Mercer County is to investigate any traumatic, suspicious, unexplained, or questionable death that occurs within my jurisdiction of the county, right? How often does that really happen? Well, last year I investigated 1,405 deaths that occurred in this county. This morning, before I left the office to embark on my journey with all of you with this presentation, I investigated 4 deaths, took jurisdiction on 2, right? Already this year, we've had 3 homicides in our county. We've had 13 drug overdoses from January 1 to the end of March, and we've had 6 suicides. Right? Because that falls under my jurisdiction. Anything other than a natural explainable death. Last Friday night, I investigated the death scene of a motor vehicle crash where the person was driving a high rate of speed, most likely under the influence of alcohol, went off the road into a wooded area. The vehicle caught on fire, right? And he burned to death in the car. I had the great opportunity to show up at the residence of this individual to tell his father of the situation, explain the details, and how his son died, right? So I'm not a video. I'm not something that you see online. I'm right here in your neighborhoods, within your communities, investigating death. I don't like what I do, right? I'm a retired guy that just picked a really crappy retirement job to serve people, right? Now, most coroners do not come out and do this. This isn't within the confines of what my statutes require me to do in Pennsylvania by law, right? I do this because I truly believe that coroners of today should be out here sharing information, that no death should go unnoticed, and that we should preserve life from what we're learning in death. That's why I'm here talking to you, right? Because there is no greater honor bestowed upon an individual to investigate the death of a human being. And most of those deaths didn't have to occur. The majority of the people that are on the slab in front of me that I'm investigating their deaths either thought or said in their time, right, that this wouldn't happen to me. Or they had a feeling of low worth, value, isolation, disconnection, right? So let me ask you, without you answering me, just think to yourself, have you ever felt isolation, disconnection, a feeling of lower worth and value, that you didn't measure up to others? Did you ever either utter the words or think to yourself whenever you're performing an action or trying something, right, that it won't happen to me? The only way that it's not is if you make good decisions, right? Now, I have to tell you, and I'm boots on the ground, I see the devastation, and I help the families through the most horrific, tragic times in their life. I don't like what I do. I don't like knocking on people's doors at 1 a.m. to inform them of this. Right? But we need to engage as a community. We need to support each other as a community, right? And I don't have to tell you guys what right and wrong is, right? Your parents don't have to tell you what right and wrong is. Your teachers don't have to tell you what right and wrong is. The simple conviction of the person that you are, you know what right and wrong is. And if you need to use alcohol, you need to use drugs, right, to have fun, then I don't think you understand what fun is. Right? Because most people that start down that path of drug use and alcohol use, I never have heard a story end well. Because anytime that we use something that influences us or to escape the challenges that we're experiencing in order for us to feel better.
PSSA testing is over at this time. PSSA testing is over at this time.
Hey, PSSA testing's over, just so everybody knows, right? But anytime that we have to use something, anything that controls you in life is bad. Whether it's a chemical, drugs, alcohol, right? Whether it's another person, bullying, spousal abuse, right? Technology is our worst nightmare. Now, I, growing up, just like you at one point in my life, do not understand the challenges that you guys experience in today's world. There are so many things designed to separate us, right? Your Facebook friends are not your friends. If you have 2 friends that you can truly call a friend within the course of your life, you're blessed. Most other people are going to be acquaintances, right? Power to me is whenever you're walking down the hall and you see somebody that's considered different than you, that everybody sort of separates from, and including that person, right, into an activity or just sitting with them at lunch and including them. Do you realize you could change the whole course of people's lives just by doing that? That's profound, right? That is profound, and that's power. Being at a party and being exposed to somebody that's trying to get you to use something that you think are doing it for you, whenever they're lacing marijuana with fentanyl. Because yes, I've investigated deaths, which in the last year, the people that went out and bought marijuana, went home, smoked it, didn't know it was laced with fentanyl, because the drug dealer is trying to get you hooked so you come back for more. They don't care about you. But if you're able to stand up and say, you know what, I don't need it, I'm not going to do it. You just gave the power and the strength to other people that see you do that to do the same thing. That's power. Let's start using that power that we have for the best interests of us, right? Because as you move forward with life, and you're actually at a milestone right now, a lot of you graduating high school, you're going to go into trades, you're either going to get a job, you're going to go to college, right? And then you're going to have another milestone. You're going to, have your families. Whenever you start having children, buy your house, have your jobs, right? That's all important stuff. I want you to experience all that stuff. But it only takes a split second to make a bad decision that can impact not just your life, but the lives of everybody else around you, in your community, your family. And every decision that you make, do you realize, defines the person that you are. And every decision that you make creates another decision you're going to have to make that guides you in that course of your life. So if you make good decisions, it's a no-brainer. And it's okay if we have feelings of loneliness, if we have feelings of lower worth and value, because everything to you guys is instantaneous. Everything, right? Whenever I was in school, it wasn't instantaneous. We didn't have access to what was going on across the country right there in front of us, right? A lot of kids younger than you are having significant trauma in their life because they're being exposed to things that they shouldn't be exposed to within their developmental periods of growth. Now, I'm not a teacher, right? I'm not a mental health provider. I am a man with a medical background that went to school to learn death investigation through the Searwecht Institute of Forensic Science and Law, blood spatter, ballistics, all that kind of stuff, just to serve people and to tell that story and to help and try to preserve life from what we learn in death. And I can't do it alone. That's why I'm out here presenting this information to you. Don't let these people that have passed away, that have died in vain. Learn from their mistakes. I don't care what anybody in this room has ever done up to this point, at all, right? I don't care. It's what you do next that matters. Now that I present this information to you, change it. If you know you have struggles, change it. If you don't think people care, I gotta tell you, number one, I care. Your teachers care. There are people in your life that care, right? You're not alone. Even in your darkest time when you feel alone, you're not. There's people that want to help you. Don't be afraid. Don't allow that stigma that, we're not allowed to be weak and I can't show weakness. If we need help, get help. You don't think that I experienced those types of feelings in doing what I did? Think about it. By 10 a.m. every morning, I experienced those. You don't think I feel when I'm sitting with that family? I don't experience that same loss with them? And every death that we investigate, we relive 4 times. So we do the death scene investigation, we take pictures. We go back and we download the pictures and we write the detailed report, we relive it again. We send out our forensic studies. When they come back, usually in about 6 weeks, we have to go back and review that case, relive it again as we make our final ruling. And then if it goes to prosecution, right, or if there's a court case, we have to review it probably a year later, and we relive it again. When we had that young Gonzalez boy that was severely abused, neglected, beat, right? He thought that's what life was about because that's all he ever knew. He lived in a woodshed, right? So if we mistake our wants for our needs, and you don't think that you're already rich because you have people in your life that care about you, you have clothes, you don't live in a woodshed, there's people that don't have what you have. We should be thankful for that, Now, I'm not yelling at you. I'm just a very ethnic Italian guy that talks very stern. Because if you want to know what gets me mad is when I'm on a death scene and I have the son of a woman that was in recovery, that finally got a job and was out in his own apartment, but mom controlled his money because, you know, once you go down that road of drug use and alcohol use, you always have that drive. Even if you're in recovery, you're always going to have that want, right? That desire to have that. Well, he asked his mom when she took him for groceries and took him back to the house on a Sunday night. He said, Mom, can I just have $20 so I can just order a pizza? She loves her son. She gave him $20. Monday morning, he was found dead in his bathroom floor with a needle in his arm because he used that $20. Now, how do you think that mom's going to feel the rest of her life? That it's her fault. But it wasn't. Because he made his decision, just like you have the ability to make your decisions. And I just want you to make good decisions. So I do not have to come and see you. That's the last thing that I want. And I don't want to knock on the door of your parents and to tell them that they are never going to see you in the condition that they have saw you before, right? And if we don't think that, you know, we're important, right? Let me try to do an exercise with everybody here. I think it really sums up the point, right? Because if you don't think, in today's times, and again, you're being, you know, it's being reinforced to you through social media, reality TV, all this kind of stuff, that if you don't do anything amazing, profound, you're of lower worth and value, right? Do you, right now, everybody, look right at me, because I'm talking to each and every one of you, not the group. Do you realize each and every one of you have already accomplished something so amazing and profound that in the history of the universe, history of the world, nobody, absolutely nobody will ever be able to repeat? You are you. In the history of the world, history of the universe, there will never be another you. How amazing is that? And you were built to be beautiful just there. They go to activities together. Even if they have a handicap or a challenge within their life, they have the support and they're appreciated for what they do within their family and community, and they know they're appreciated for their actions and what their participation is. They're strong in community, and they control this and use it as a tool. We have become in a position now where we let it control us. Now, I'm not saying we all need to be Amish, right? Because I don't know about you, but I want to get home from the store before my ice cream melts, right? But we can learn a lot from their community. Let's engage, right? Let's have fun. Let's make good decisions along the way. And let's not go down that path of allowing things to control us where we lose control of everything that we want in life. So on that note, I'm going to end with a simple statement to all of you. And that is, if you ever get to the point that you think nobody cares, and you're afraid to talk to anybody, and you want to come and visit me, I will promise you we'll have a discussion. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. Because to me, that's the right thing to do. And that's the true value of a friend. But please do not participate in activities. And whenever that time comes that you can make that decision, that you think it won't happen to me, do not make a poor decision or perform an action that makes me have to come and see you. So on that note, I do appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate your attentiveness. I appreciate the opportunity to present this information to you because, like I said, I didn't read this in a book. I wasn't trained to come out and do prevention stuff. I'm just a real-life guy that's in your neighborhoods doing the deal every day. Every day. So thank you.